All right, let's continue.
Hey, welcome to the Down Show. My name is Jon Stewart. We got a great... By the way, we were on a break for a week, and I got my hair did. Looking pretty sharp. By the way, Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat from the great insurance state of Connecticut, will be joining me later to talk how Democrats... Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you something. It is Trump's world, and we're just cowering in it. Over just the past few days, Donald Trump deported hundreds of Venezuelans to El Salvador, despite a judge's order, extraordinarily renditioned a pro-Palestinian Columbia student with a green card, declared that CNN and MSNBC should be illegal. By the way, I'm not against everything he does. No.
Facts.
But perhaps most impressively...
Yesterday, the president played in a golf tournament at Trump International Golf Club in Palm Beach County. He later took to social media to announce his championship win, calling the victory a, quote, great honor.
Oh!
Bro, I love this because low-key, this is like, North Korea shit. Hasan, has someone poisoned your mind against John? What are you talking about? This is sick as fuck. Like, I'm totally on board with leaders doing stuff like this. Like, get on a horse, take your shirt off. I don't care. I actually love that shit, okay? I think it's awesome. I think it's cool. Like, if you were going to do dumb shit like this, but also simultaneously offer healthcare to everybody, I'm totally on board. I would love that. If we're not going to do that and only do this shit, then it's unacceptable.
He won the tournament at Trump International. How did that happen? This dude's whole life, he's like the Make-A-Wish Batman kid. Hey, look at that, Donald. You caught all the criminals. Look, I'm opposed to anyone rolling back American democracy, but I do tip the cap to any 78-year-old winning a golf tournament. And by the way, still having enough to stroll into the command center in his golf attire to bomb the shit out of Yemen. Yeah. Now look, anyone can bomb the shit out of Yemen after 9 holes, but 18? By the way, when he did that shift at McDonald's, did they just let him keep the headset? Is that?
I like that John's audience doesn't even
while they're the shit out of Yemen, he's like, hold on, I got fries at the drive-thru window, hold on. By the way, by bombing Yemen, Donald Trump continued a presidential tradition dating back decades.
Yeah, it's true.
It may have been what the Wright brothers invented the plane for. How much better do we have to make this for it to be able to reach and bomb the shit out of Yemen? But fear not, because Democrats put on the back foot finally have an opportunity to stand up and show their dispirited party they still have the principle and the backbone to face down this wannabe tyrant.
Republicans need at least 8 Senate Democrats to reach the 60 required votes, or the government's going to shut down at midnight tomorrow night.
Oh, shit. It is on like Donkey Kong. Rules have presented a golden opportunity to the minority party because the budget the Republicans are proposing is a non-starter.
This is a terrible CR.
A bill that is designed to hurt the American people.
It would cut by nearly 50% funding for medical research.
To take away nursing home care from millions of our seniors.
There's more than $1 billion of cuts to veteran benefits.
I'm voting no.
I will be a hard no.
Vote no. Hell no.
I am even more hell no.
Can you be more hell no? Is that like, hell no? H-E double hockey stick? By the way, like, who's this dude fooling? You know that salty language isn't you, Merkley. Dollar in the swear jar. It's HE double hockey sticks from now on. But this abomination of a budget shall not pass. Because, Senator Schumer, please remind the people what is necessary.
Republicans do not have the votes in the Senate.
You don't have the votes. You need congressional approval because you don't have the votes. Because the filibuster requires... I only saw the play once. You see, Republicans, your little evil budget plan might have worked if you hadn't forgotten that one Senator Schumer is Charles in charge of the Democratic Party.
Chatters, I know that the Republican Minnesota State Senator Republican who wanted to do the TDS bill is a pedophile. Okay? Fork found in the kitchen. Sky is blue. All right? I know. Oh my God. Another Republican who did a silly-ass, stupid messaging bill was outed as a pedophile. A major surprise to people that maybe were comatose under a rock. Not even comatose in a hospital. You have to be comatose under a rock and come out of that coma and escape from underneath the rock to be like, what? Another Republican is a pedo? What? Color me surprised. I know. Water is wet. Give me something surprising for once. Show me a Republican who's not a pedophile. Okay? One. I know. I'll get to this incredibly important story in a little bit. Okay? I know.
I'm afraid your diabolical scheme has been foiled.
Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer set off a firestorm heading into this weekend when he changed course and
slop tuber moment. I like that the criticisms coming from like Sex Pestiny and all of these other people, like people who get their notes about politics from like Willie Mac show or just like Keemstar orbiters, right? Who just rehash shit that they see on fucking Reddit is to now basically turn around and go, no, you're a slop tuber. I'm on your side, brother. Yeah, I doubt it. You are a bit of a drama slop tuber, though. Oh, Lamau also put out a reading list, dude. I've casually mentioned one here for years. You got banned at Unbanned within 24 hours. Wild sight. You know we can see your previous takes in here, right? Casual chatter here. You're going to talk about the direction action viewers can take. I feel like I've been here a lot of the years and no direct call to action. Not a bait. Used to come here a lot. Never a direct call to action. Spent maybe like 5 hours here total over the last few months. Yeah, I've never seen you actually go to protests, urge people to go out and protest, urge people to unionize, fund unionization initiatives, talk to union leaders, talk to the head of the FTC, talk to prominent activists. I've never seen any of that stuff. I've seen like 5 hours of your content, and I've already made up my mind, dude. I've already made up my mind about you. Why don't you ever call for direct action, dude? Please be better. I'm a big fan. I'm just laughing at your yelling. Brother, are you a baby? Do you not have object permanence? Just because you weren't here when those things that you're calling out were happening doesn't mean that they're not happening. It is on you to actually go out and maybe potentially research and see if I am. This is what's so frustrating to me about a lot of my naysayers. They'd be like, oh, well, I saw a clip. And let me tell you, this clip did not show you in a good light. Oh, have you actively argued against anti-Semitism? Educated chatters on dog whistles, directly combated it both on your stream and across the board for the past decade, very publicly. Are you getting death threats relentlessly from Nazis for doing that sort of thing? Okay, but I wasn't there when you were doing it. I didn't see it, and I certainly didn't want to fucking Google it. And when I cover my eyes, I think the world ends because I'm a fucking baby. Okay? I have a baby brain. And guess what? I live in the United States of America, so that's your problem now. I'm a fucking baby, and that's your fucking problem now. Guess what? I shit in my fucking diapers, and you have to clean it now. I'm throwing the shit at you. Goo goo fucking gaga. Shut the fuck up, dumbass.
Announced he would vote to move forward on a Republican-backed funding bill.
Turns out you had the votes. Republicans had the votes. What the happened?
I will vote to keep the government open. I believe it is my job to make the best choice for the country, to minimize the harms to the American people.
But you had said it was terrible. And wait a minute. Oh shit, I know what's going on here. All right, I know what's going on here. All right. Yeah. You had me going, Chucky. You probably got a little something out of this, didn't you? Old C-shoe. You wouldn't have given up that powerful leverage on the budget for nothing. My guess is Chucky got some cheese.
Did Schumer get anything from Republicans in exchange for those Dem votes?
He did not.
Senator Schumer, no disrespect, but you are a disgrace to Jewish stereotypes about financial negotiations. That's just, I thought the whole point of us is that's what we do. But you're out there, how much is it? $5. How about I give you $7? Like, what are you doing? And for those of you who may have felt like this was a total capitulation, Senator Schumer just felt like this wasn't the moment for Democrats to press their case because Trump is still too strong.
When he went below 40% in the polls, the Republican legislators started working with us. He was at 51. He's now at 48. We're going to keep at it until he goes below 40. When it happens, I am hopeful that our Republican colleagues will resume working with us.
You're going to keep at it. Keep at it. And what? This was it. This was the it that you would have been keeping at. The keeping of the it. It's not the keeping of the it. That's the issue. It's what the it. Don't you have to start it to keep at it? If this...
Yeah, the assumption that people are magically going to come to terms, come to the conclusion that like the Republicans are bad without any sort of motion from the Democrats, without any sort of push from the Democrats to show people who is actually responsible for their demise is so idiotic. It feels like Democrats are literally living in space. They're not living in the United States of America. They're not even living on planet Earth where they've ever encountered a normal human being, a coworker, if you will. Have you not talked to a single fucking coworker? Have you not had a coworker conversation? And by that, I don't mean coworkers in the House or the Senate. I mean, like, you know, what everyone thinks of when they say worker conversations. Because if you did, if you had like a normal coworker conversation with a normie, you would realize that they're dumb as fuck. They need to be positioned. They need to be pushed in the direction. They will never come to conclusions, or at least the correct ones, on their own.
Wasn't it? Then what? What is it if this not be it? But apparently the grand plan is Dems keep fecklessly complaining until the 48 approval comes down to 40, which is a plan.
That's crazy because, like, they're not even doing that right. You understand? They're not even doing that right. There is a method to that. You have to actively undermine. It's the Republican method. You have to actively undermine the opposition party over and over again. You have to obstruct every step of the way. And then you have to call them stupid for not being able to get anything done. Okay? That's how you're supposed to do it. That's how the Republicans have done it historically and seen much success as a consequence of those actions. It is alarming that the Democrats aren't even doing that. And their expectation is like, no, you just have to vote for us. Are we going to do anything? No. You have to vote for us anyway, though. No one is going to. No one is going to vote for you.
But it's forgetting one crucial piece of information in Schumer's popularity calculation.
Devastating, cascading poll numbers for Democrats. Only 27% of voters have a positive view of the party. The lowest favor.
At least Nancy Pelosi was like a demon with the whip. Okay. And she did it in a direction that I disagreed with, obviously. But at least she was like aware of her caucus, aware of how to make sure that there was like a messaging discipline being demonstrated. Now you got Nancy Pelosi's very own individual, very own candidate, right? The person that she wanted to take over the realms, Hakeem Jeffries, who is the most uncharismatic person I've ever encountered in my whole damn life. And in the Senate, you've always had Chuck Schumer, who sucks, who has always sucked, historically sucked. Pelosi was a lightning rod. MAGA hates her. Russia hates her. China hates her. Law. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, the worst part about Pelosi's situation was just she was really old. She could not. You said Kamala has no charisma. Who's worse? Hakeem Jeffries is literally less charismatic than Kamala Harris. By the way, I said Kamala Harris has no charisma. And guess what people in this chat said? Hasan, you're racist. You don't understand it. This isn't for you, sweetie. As though like the American presidential election is not for every single American that is eligible to vote. And instead for whatever select few liberals who actually respond to the Brad Summer memes positively.
Favorability rating in the history of NBC's polling.
You're at 27%. You've got to get Trump to lose 8 points of popularity just for you to get to the point where you're 13 points below him. Your approval is only 7 points above where it turned.
Elizabeth Warren would be a great president. No intention to retire soon. I love you, chatters. I really do. I really do. Not going to say anything. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think you have the best instincts on this. That's all I'm going to say. Because Elizabeth Warren has had a lot of impact in this government and in previous governments as well. She's done great. But she is the best at, doing her nerdy shit behind closed doors and genuinely awful at being a national political figure, a political leader of prominence. I think Timothy Waltz is a better choice than Elizabeth Warren.
Turns red and goes into low power mode. Maybe you're not a numbers learner. Maybe a visual demonstration of where you're here. Let me meet you where you live. All right, here we go. This is nice. I'm going to do this. This is 48% approval. This is them. This is you. This is you. 27%. This is them. Oh, I see. They're much higher. Yes, they're much higher. And if you keep this up, you'll be wearing these on your dick. Do you understand? Jesus. Perhaps I'm being too hard on the Senate. Although I am not. Perhaps she has insider knowledge of a quiet, smoldering Republican amenability to compromise. Perhaps underneath that hard shell of Republican intransigence is a soft, nougaty center of responsible legislative leadership to be freed. Bargains! Driven in the hallowed yet marbled halls of power. Or maybe someplace mustier.
I talked to them. One of the places I told them to go in the gym, when you're on that bike in your shorts, panting away next to a Republican, a lot of the inhibitions come off.
I mean, when I said Republicans or Democrats want to fuck and suck Republicans, I didn't mean like literally. It is kind of crazy that they're just basically saying like, no, you misunderstood. Like, I do want to have sex with the Republicans. I'm jealous that they can just be honest about their worldview. I wish I could also be honest about my worldview and then still be voted into office.
That's your plan. I'm going to dangle my balls out of my shorts and maybe at the gym.
He's like, yeah, the best time to talk to a Republican is the glory hole, the Equinox. No, the sauna. I love going to the Equinox DC sauna, and that's where my mouth does the talking. Okay, no words are coming out. no words are coming out of it, but it's doing some talking. All right.
Oh, They're going to lose all their inhibitions on the equipment. You know,
Sorry, steam room, not the sauna. The Equinox steam room.
actually, Chuck, I would love with you on Medicaid reform. And also, I never told anybody this, but I once jerked a guy off in a park. Oh, this elliptical, I just lose my inhibitions. And you know, I would probably be just a skosh more receptive to Schumer's theory of gym-based negotiation strategies if it had worked the last time.
We talk to our Republican colleagues all the time. I talk to them all in the gym. When you're a 60-year-old on a bike panting in your shorts, the inhibitions sort of fall away.
You know, I'm not here to posture shame.
Why is your stand to power to speak into existence government official fucking suckdowns? Because I speak truth to power. Okay? Because I'm honest. I'm not going to shelter you from the truth. I'm going to write gay fan fiction. I'm going to write Wattpad. I'm going to write Wattpad about Chuck Schumer doing sweet intercourse with other Republican senators. Okay? Because it's the truth. And I will not shelter you from the truth. Chuck Schumer, Yowie.
But for
suck and fuck Chuck. Also, I can't even say, like, I can't even do Wattpad beyond what Chuck is saying. He's apparently been saying this since 2019, where he's just like, yeah, when those shorts come off, yeah, that's where we get to talking.
For a guy who seems to be spending most of his life in the gym. A little less talky talk, a little more core. Second of all, in the gym, they're only being agreeable with you because they want you to leave them alone. In the gym. On the stationary bike. Oh, sure, Chuck, yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. But I have to tell you something. Pedaling really hard and not going anywhere, it's a great metaphor for the Democratic Party right now. Really. Also bullshit. But for some reason, there is a persistent fiction within the Democratic Party that if they just hang out with Republicans in the gym or wait out Trump's popularity or give them concessions on a continuing resolution they said would harm the country, that Republicans will finally see the light. And Democrats will be rewarded with productive bipartisanship. Or, as they put it,
this fever will break. All this excitement about Donald Trump, it's going to break.
So it is like a cult. The fever will break.
Any day now. Any day now, dude. Any day.
Is this the night the fever will break?
A chance to break the fever.
I believe at some point soon the fever will break.
I think you're going to see the fever break.
President Obama saying, quote, "Now I believe when we're successful in this election that the fever may break."
if someone's been running a fever since the aughts, that's not a fever. That is their default rest.
Someone in the chat said, man, your country is sick a lot. Yeah, it is. Okay, we're sick in the fucking head. Yeah, that fever ain't breaking. It's just getting worse every day.
Resting temperature. This fiction that you are inventing, that somehow, they'll come to their senses. It allows Democrats to keep thinking that Republicans are actually the ones in the precarious position.
They've got a very narrow margin in the House, a bit bigger margin in the Senate, and their goals are internally conflicting.
They don't have the numbers.
Republicans need Democratic votes.
It's going to be clear they can't pass anything without Democratic help.
Congress won't be able to keep the lights on, let alone pass anything of substance, without the buy-in and blessing of House Democrats and Hakeem Jeffries.
It's a great message, except Republicans have gotten everything through, every crazy appointment. The guy who wrote the children's book on Russiagate runs the FBI. Tulsi Gabbard, RFK, Weekend Fox and Friends guy. They all sailed through. Literally, the only one that has failed so far is picking a Chucky doll that runs on cocaine and Viagra for Attorney General. And that's just because the Republicans personally hated him. Probably for something he did at the gym. Look, you don't understand. These Republicans are committed to a plan born of ideological 50 to 60 year project to remake the United States.
Yeah, I think all of that is also... I saw a tweet the other day that said, because Conor McGregor was invited to the fucking White House, they were like, this is like Wakanda for sex pests. And it's so fucking true. At this point, they're like, oh, have you done a sex crime? Well, come on in. It doesn't even matter what your background is. Doesn't matter what your political perspectives are. We just love that you did sex crimes. We are a fan of the fact that you're a sex criminal. Please step right up to the White House and deliver a speech. Okay? Fantastic.
And classifying it as a fever excuses you from having to propose an alternative, coherent vision and allows you to pretend that this is just an issue of messaging and not merit. Boy, are Dems busy fixing the messaging. Ambitious Democrats have a new game plan. They're going to yak it up about sports and go on more podcasts or whatever the hell this is.
Hi, I'm Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs. Get ready with me while I explain to you how House Republicans are trying to give away your health care to give tax breaks to big corporations. Last week, Republicans introduced their budget resolution.
I'm sorry. I'm having difficulty focusing on what you're saying because I'm terrified that you're a hard yellow light away from getting ready with Dan Crenshaw. Obviously, that is not meant in any way to diminish Congressman Crenshaw's service and how he was wounded in Afghanistan, making a Get Ready With Me video.
Yo, how is he allowed to make jokes like that? Okay, I feel like, once again, right, but too early. Right, but too early. Once again, right, but too early. Oh my God. Stop the steal. Yeah, I walked so Jon Stewart could run. It's that meme of Mr. Miyagi? The rat with the Ninja Turtle babies, and then the Ninja Turtle babies have grown up and they're holding the rat. It's just like he taught me. He taught me so much when I was a baby. Or not Mr. Miyagi, Splinter. Yeah, Master Splinter. Oh, fucking, I don't know the... Shut up. You got what I meant.
Is that tonight? Comedy's legal again, right? Perhaps nothing is as emblematic of this mismatch between the parties than the Democrats' latest viral offering.
Choose your character.
I am jealous that Jon Stewart doesn't have to deal with fucking annoying lib shits all the goddamn time, by the way. What is this? The script writers are straight up watching your stream. There's no way. Yeah, no, I mean, there are a lot of Daily Show writers that are HasanAbi heads. I know that for a fact. But I don't give a fuck. Yo, get me on the show. What the hell are we doing? It's cowardly to not do that at this point.
Now, I understand Democrats would want to showcase that some of their members have not had hip replacement surgery yet. And I hope you understand whatever that last one was. Like, I'm fighting you while taking a shit. Well, just understand this. Whatever this is no match for the game Republicans are playing.
Finish him.
was pretty good. Stealing your guest, stealing your biz. What's next? Gonna steal Will from you?